In some whimsical corners of Instagram and the internet, the month of May is dedicated to hashtag mermaid. In this video, I'll create a mermaid painting. I found images online of this beautiful woman, aptly named Helen, to be the top half of my mermaid. She is Lady Helen Vincent, Viscountess d'Abernon. Yeah, as sketched and painted by John Singer Sargent around 1904. Now, I'm not going for a perfect likeness, just using her as a guide and taking some artistic license. Lady Helen was the daughter of an earl, and she married a financier and diplomat. So very wealthy and well-positioned lady. In Edwardian England, 1890s, turn of the century there, she was a celebrated society hostess. She hosted a salon which included writers like Henry James and Edith Wharton. With the onset of World War I, she trained as a nurse anesthetist and anesthesiologist and served very close to the front lines with the Red Cross, often in very dangerous conditions. I am taking some advice of the great Christine McConnell here, and I'm tracing out the hair pattern on a tracing sheet over my original drawing. That way, if I don't like it, which I didn't, and I had to do it again, I won't ruin that original drawing with a lot of erasure. So, and in order to bring it all back together, I am using transfer paper. You set it dark side down, you just trace over it, and it will draw it onto your original drawing. I'm having to do this in multiple pieces because my paper wasn't big enough. I can't show you the inspiration photograph for my mermaid's tail because of copyright, but I really urge you to go see it in the link in my description. Explorer, underwater photographer, and marine biologist Alexander Semenov takes incredible photographs of sea life, and this is the king ragworm Nereus, a sea worm that reaches almost 4 feet in length, or 120 centimeters. It's big. So my mermaid will be the queen of the sea worms. Now, if you're saying, Rachel, I don't have transfer paper, I don't want to buy any. Well, it's easy. You draw an image, you draw over it darkly, you turn it over onto another piece of paper, and then you trace that image. You can see through the layer, and you've got a transfer. Now, it is a reverse transfer, but it is a transfer. Hi, this is Rachel of Rachel Gets Creative. just not feeling it today. Just a second. Just 1 second. Mermaids, queen of the mermaids. Look at my hat. Look at my lighting. It's really heavy. I'm the queen of the sea worms. Sea worms. Sea worms. Okay. I just felt the need to put this on before I said back to the project. It's just a circle. Yeah, okay. Part of the reason Semenov's photograph of this creature is so extraordinary is that he captured its beautiful iridescence. Did you know the word iridescence, meaning rainbow colored, is from the Latin word iris, meaning rainbow? Prior to Hermes in Greek mythology, Iris was the goddess that served as the messenger to and from Olympus, and she was represented by a rainbow. So I pulled out all my acrylic paints for this. This iridescence is going to be a big challenge. In retrospect, I probably made that mermaid crown not just to be fantastic, but because I was nervous about attempting to paint this tail. I'm using a wet palette so the acrylic paint stays wet. I even have a spray bottle to add more water if it starts to dry out or if it starts scratching the furniture. Bad palette. After an early failed attempt to paint on the white gesso board, I added a sort of peachy tan wash, then found out there were some interesting effects when I painted on top of that with another color. Might work that in the background. I don't know. For the tail, I ended up cutting out segments of the worm image in Photoshop and enlarging them to try to the best of my ability to represent the colors and shapes and just, hope it turns out. We'll see. Iridescence is so hard, and I have just started. Look at all this. Look at all this. You know what it's time for? Teeny tiny violin. Time to whine a little bit. Just a little bit. This is hard. This is hard. To which the queen of the sea worms says, "Stop whining, start painting, and bring me into being." Yes, ma'am. Yes, your majesty. "11 wormy segments done. 46 more to go." 46. What was I thinking? So it took me forever to paint this worm tail on this mermaid. Thursday through about Monday, I think. But it turned out okay. It's not completely faithful to the reference. I did sort of learn my technique as I went. Practice makes not perfect, but practice makes better. So I like the tail, this part of the tail. This Looks like it's something out of SpongeBob SquarePants. All right, I have an opinion about mermaids. People, okay, mermaids do not have belly buttons, in my opinion. People draw them with belly buttons all the time. You know, you just stick the top half of a woman on the bottom half of a fish and it's magical. But if you think about it, they do not have an umbilical cord. They are not born. More than likely, they are hatched from an egg or come out of a magical shell, and therefore no belly button. So I am not drawing my mermaid with a belly button. Thank you very much. So I'm not going to show myself painting the hair because I want there to be a little surprise upon the reveal. But I will show this sketch, a little more detail of the hair, and I have created what looks like Kim Kardashian, an accidental Kardashian. You know, they're just everywhere. It can't be helped.